Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Invictus Brit and welcome to my channel. On today's episode we're going to be doing a gameplay walkthrough of God of War, the full series. So I hope you guys stick around. Please leave a like if you do enjoy this video. It's going to be extra long to kind of start the series off on a good, hype. Please do leave a like if you did enjoy it. The quality of my content, I've spent a lot of money in the audio and the video side of things, so please, if you guys appreciate it, leave a like and subscribe for future content. But enough of that, let's get straight into the game. So we're going to go for give me a balanced experience. That's kind of the normal setting in God of Wars. So the first scene here looks like we've got Kratos. It goes straight into the game from the menu, which is quite a nice feeling, quite immersive feeling. But it does show Kratos, kind of hugging this tree, and you're not sort of used to this side of Kratos. Well, personally, I'm not. I'm used to, the hack and slash Kratos who's, destroy anything in his path. But this looks like a kind of more mature, old Kratos, and he's kind of lived his life, and it's come to this kind of halt. You can see by his face he looks quite miserable, quite dark and dull. Something may have happened in his life. But the first scene is where we're hacking away at this tree with our Leviathan axe. It's quite a nice combat system they've got going in God of Wars. I'm not used to the whole R1, R2 to, sword fight, or axe fight, I guess, in this case. So that took me a while to kind of get used to when I was playing the game. Oftentimes you'd see me standing still because I was, smashing square or triangle trying to get a light attack off. But then I realized, oh wait, it's R1 or R2 now. So, there's a bit of a change. Personally, I'm not used to it, but nonetheless, yes. So, like you can see right now, Kratos is looking at this bandage on his arm. It looks like he may have done some damage in the past, and he's kind of healing from it still. But he does look kind of miserable and very down and dark. His face looks very dull. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be doing this full gameplay of the whole series, the full walkthrough, and I hope you guys stick along with me and enjoy my commentary. This is obviously my first video for my channel, so it's the most important video. Just a bit about myself as we're getting into the kind of the gameplay. Invictus Brit being British, so if you guys do not realize by my accent, I am actually British. Yeah, so also I am 20 years old and I am a massive video game lover. So I've been playing video games for God knows how long. I've played pretty much all the great ones. Played a few which weren't so great, but it's all about the experience and being able to kind of tell a story at the end to people. So now that people will be you guys on YouTube. So after my gameplay walkthroughs, I'm going to release a review video of God of War, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the reviews on other channels such as IGN. They've given it 10 out of 10, and not just IGN, a lot of channels, a lot of video game companies have given this game a big review. So I'm super excited to get into it, and I hope you guys are too. So as you can see, that is Kratos' son. I forget his name, but he actually helps you out throughout the game. He provides some assistance, as you'll see later on in this video. He does provide some assistance when it comes to fighting.
Different.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you guys did not know, Kratos is voiced by Christopher Judge in this game. If you guys don't know who Christopher Judge is, if you have played probably one of my favorite fighting games ever, that's Def Jam Fight for New York. It's a very old game. He plays the infamous C-Mob in the game. So if you guys do recognize that voice, it is him. And it's such a well-suited voice actor for Kratos' kind of new persona, this more mature Kratos. His voice is a lot more deeper, a lot more low than usual. Now guys, this game does involve quite a lot of exploration. You can kind of roam around the map to collect treasure. What I've done for the first episode, I've kind of cut all of that out, just gone through to the main storyline. But there was in between where I would go out and get some treasure. So, you know, if you guys do want to see that, let me know in the comments and I'll include it in my next future videos. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them out just because I can keep the videos a bit more shorter. This video is actually going to be about 50 minutes long, but I've cut it down to about 30 minutes due to the fact that I've cut out all these exploration side sort of objectives.
Oh, there do I see my mother. Oh, there do I see my father. Oh, there do they call to me. 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 Oh, there do they call to me.
That looks like such a scary figure of Kratos, you know, in the background, all darkened. It's very symbolic, I think. So as you can see, his son is quite scared of his father, as I would be if Kratos was my father, of course. But it does show kind of some obedience. But it kind of also shows that, you know, Kratos may have not been a part of his son's life for a long time. It might have just been his mother. So, you know, it kind of shows this relationship, I guess, building across the whole game, which is very, very similar to something like The Last of Us, where it's a two-character experience and you kind of see their relationship develop along the way. So if you guys did not know, that's their mother, or not their mother, Kratos' son's mother and Kratos' wife. So it seems like she has died. I can't remember if that was in God of War 3 or was kind of in between this whole time that has happened. So they're kind of mourning this loss. And I think that might kind of partake as to why Kratos has had this you know, kind of like dull look about him. He may be in kind of a mourning sort of stage in the game.
Squeeze. This knife was hers. Now it is yours.
I'm really enjoying the storytelling aspect of this game. It's very immersive. Also, the camera angle is quite nicely shot from over the shoulder. So I think they took a really good approach to this sort of game. You know, previously it was sort of a quite a third-person hack and slash. The storyline was really good, of course, because that's what kind of kept viewers engaged. But this is kind of, it shows how mature the game has become, which is quite great.
What are we hunting?
So I guess the way that Kratos mourns is by going hunting. So I think that's what we're going to go do now. His son is going to show what he has learnt from his mother. So it seems like Kratos is, you know, going to give him a few hints and tips across the way, teach him how to hunt and, you know, become what his father is, this amazing, you know, fighter.
Father, why are we doing this now?
So yeah, as you can see now, we're kind of getting into the game more. There's we've kind of gone past the whole cutscenes now, and we're finally in the game.
Tracks.
As you can
Not here,
see,
though.
the environment looks
keep looking.
absolutely beautiful. Everything looks so surreal, very realistic, and I do love the snowy environment they got going on. They did a really good job with the graphics of this game, and I can't imagine what it looks like in 4K. Unfortunately guys, I don't have the PS4 Pro, but don't worry, in the future I will, and 4K gameplay will be coming to your screens. But for now, please do enjoy the quality of this gameplay, because it's not bad at all. You can still appreciate how beautiful
Yeah.
this game is.
But they're too round. Could be a wild boar.
Good.
Oh! Now what?
This way, boy.
Hup! Oh. Wait, deer tracks. They're fresh. This way.
Now, one thing I realized about this game is there is no jumping feature. Rather, there's a kind of interaction with the environment, but there's no free jumping, which I kind of miss because the old game did have that, and it's quite cool when you used to combo up in the air. But that's just a little minor thing. I mean, it's not taken away from the gameplay at all. It's just a little thing that I maybe wish they included, but I guess it may not have suited this kind of environment. And now, as you can see, I'm just showing you a glimpse of the exploration in this game. You can kind of find treasures and money. I think they call it hack silver. So yeah, I kind of cut a lot of that out because there was quite a lot of exploration that could be done, like going down there. I did go down there and there was treasure down there, but I cut that out from the game.
He broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
Wow.
Go.
So this is where they teach you how to recall your axe. There's a beautiful vibration, a very sensitive vibration coming from the controller when you recall your axe.
What are you doing? Now its guard is up. Only fire. Only fire.
As you can
When
see,
I tell you
Kratos'
to fire.
characteristics are coming through slightly.
Sorry.
He's still trying to be a good father, but you know his anger's coming across there in that scene.
Find it. Find it.
My bow!
No!
Okay, so this is the first combat scene you guys are going to see. It teaches you how to attack. So R1 for a light attack and R2 for a heavy attack. Now, I really love the combat system in this game. What they have got going is really good. So if you heavy attack, as you see here, and then light attack, it kind of follows his axe whilst they're in the air, which is really nice little subtle feature, just to show their realism a bit more. So as you can see there, he's hacking up in the air, which is quite cool. Now, it did take me a while to kind of get used to it, so I do apologize for the very crappy combat that I'm doing at the beginning of the game, like when it comes to shielding, etc., and invading. I do apologize, but soon, like that's really nice that they have this counter-attack sort of play in this game, where you can just at the last minute, if you press your shield, you can get that counter-attack, and it does this nice like slow motion, very satisfying motion. Yeah, now you can see the failure kind of coming, like I got hit a few times there, but nonetheless, as you can see, Kratos is hacking up in the air whilst they're up there. What a badass he is.
Draugr. They've never come this close to our woods.
So what I'm just doing, I'm just changing the HUD because I did have it on immersive, which kind of removes the health bars, and I did want to see that. So I just I've taken that off now, put it back to the normal one. So it's kind of, the immersive mode kind of takes off any HUD items that you may not need, like in the bottom, like that. So there I did actually cut over because I did quite a lot of exploration, about 10-15 minutes worth of it. Found 2 chests. One chest include an item which I should actually mention. That item allows you to gain health for every 3 of those you obtain, and there's 9 in the game, so your maximum health can increase up to 3 times in the game.
Can I have my bow back now?
Can you hit it from here?
We should get closer. I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. Never
So
wanted
guys,
to
I
take
hope you guys are enjoying the gameplay so far.
It was her wish.
I do apologize, I have said this already,
Okay.
but after playing God of War a bit more, you know, I'm still getting to grips with the controllers, so apologies for the poor combat experience, but nonetheless I do hope you're enjoying the game anyways. So I mean, later on in the game I did switch over to the classical mode, which I was trying to explain earlier, pressing triangle and square, you know, for light and heavy attacks. But then I got so used to the recall of the axe on triangle that every time I tried fighting it was without my axe, if that makes sense. But anyways, you can see here that I actually just was using long range attacks for a good portion of this fight. It was quite effective, surprisingly. Got through a lot of enemies very quickly, and I really love the counter attack mechanism in this game. It's very satisfying when you see that deflection. So I just want to talk about a little bit about what's kind of to come in the future for Invictus Brit and my channel. So we're going to be obviously doing Red Dead Redemption when that comes out. I'm super excited for that. You know, it's going to be one heck of a game. I might do a actual replay when I get my PS4 Pro. If I get that before Red Dead Redemption 2 release, I will purchase Red Dead Redemption, the first one, and we'll do a 4K gameplay of that. So that should be good. Now guys, I am loving this game. I've put about 5 hours now into the game, and it's absolutely brilliant. Such an enthralling storyline, and the combat is amazing in this game. And I really like the RPG aspect of it. They did a lot of you know, building your own armor and kind of finding materials, so it's really effective if you do kind of explore the area. So I mean, I've cut it out in this episode, but again, let me know in the future if you want me to add that on.
Relax. Do not think of it as an animal.
Alright, so here we see Kratos helping Atreus shoot this deer, and we get Atreus' first ever kill. So Kratos being a proud father at the moment with Atreus' performance. I tried going underneath that log like Atreus, but obviously the size of Kratos does not complement that.
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I thought at this point he was going straight for the eyes of the deer, and I was just like, no, please, please Atreus, don't go for the eyes, because it looked like from that camera angle, but as we see here, Now I believe this section is from the gameplay trailer, or the trailer itself, when Atreus attempts to kill the deer, and then the big monster comes out. So spoiler alert, in the next 5 seconds we're gonna see a massive monster grab this deer. So this is the first, big fight we're going to have in God of War. So it's quite interesting. It's very similar to, most big fights in the games. They have a skill set which is kind of repetitive, and you kind of got to recognize what sort of animations they're doing so you can dodge it, or the correct sort of action to it. Here it's just telling us that you can use Atreus as a distraction. He has arrows which recharge, and that can actually be upgraded in the game, which is quite cool. So it does show some effect of the secondary character being able to have upgrades, etc. Now here I am struggling just a little bit because I'm still trying to get to the grips with the R1 R2 combat system, but fear not, later in the game I do get a bit better. Probably around episode 7 or 8. I know it's a long time to wait, but trust me guys, I do get a little bit better at combat. But it's quite hard because you do have multiple combinations which you can use. Later on you'll find out we have runics, so it's quite confusing at times, and also you've got to control Atreus as well with his arrows, and I think later on there are additional kind of abilities Atreus has, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the best thing to do in this scenario is just button smash X, which is the evade button. So evade as much as you can, try and get out of the attack, and then go for some damage. So as you can see, he's distracted now. Just go for some damage, get some damage off. You could throw your axe here and there, but I mean it doesn't really do too much damage. As you can see, it's not really doing much. It's better off to get close, but if you want to do a little bit of harassing from afar, then definitely throw your axe here and there. So my aim with these big fights are kind of to take as least damage as I can and make it as fluid as I can. That's just kind of my personal satisfaction with these fights, is to see how much less damage I could take and how many attacks I can evade. So it looks really nice and smooth. This has probably taken longer than it should have, but here we do see the end of this, and what a finisher this is, guys, what a finisher. He snaps the giant's neck.
That's where you get!
Boy,
And now you just see Atreus going at him out of anger.
You're nothing to me!
boy, look at me. Look at me, boy. Boy, look at me.
We did it.
You are not ready.
What? Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. How am I not ready?
We are going home.
I haven't been sick in a long time. I can do this.
You are not ready.
I am ready.
There you see Kratos enforcing his father-like figure in this game. You are not ready, boy.
The path almost.
So guys, one thing I did want to mention was, in the future, how do you guys want me to commentate? Do you enjoy this, post commentary edition, or would you prefer it to be live? In my opinion, I kind of prefer post because it helps me concentrate with the game. Because at some points you do have to kind of go quiet and concentrate. That's why I don't kind of like doing live commentaries. But if you want and prefer that, then please let me know, guys, in the comments below, and I'll be happy to do that. So guys, here I kind of realized that if you do hand combat, you get this opportunity to press R3, and that kind of does a finisher. So I tried utilizing there to see if it works, and it seems like it is consistent. Although I do forget in the future that that is a possibility. But yeah, it's quite cool. You sometimes do get this opportunity to kind of press R3 and be able to kind of finish the enemy when they're low health. I'm not too sure what Artist meant there by you still can't open doors. It seems as though maybe Kratos is still kind of injured from previous battle. So I was just trying to get this toggle feature on. It's quite I think if I did have a complaint with the combat, it would be this the kind of camera angle being a bit hard to, you know, see enemies behind you. The field of view, I think that's what it's called, or the point of view. The field of view probably is not very large, so it sometimes is a struggle. Like that, I wouldn't have realized unless you know, that indicator wasn't there, kind of. And also I didn't realise that, yeah, so here I realised that this guy is kind of immune to my Leviathan axe, so it's kind of a hand combat thing. But I was given the ability to press R3 here, finish him off, which is kind of cool. So yeah, if you are doing hand-to-hand combat, you do have the opportunity to press R3 and finish them.
And I told you not to speak.
And I do like these little interactions they have with the axe, and kind of solving some puzzles with the axe. It's quite cool.
But why would a fire troll burn Mother's garden?
So guys, basically we have returned home, and what I wanted to do is kind of wrap up the first episode. It's about 33 minutes long. I know it's a long one, but whoever has stuck out for the length, I really appreciate it. Please guys, leave a like if you did like it, but if you didn't, just, you know, you can dislike it. There's no harm in that. But if you do dislike it, please leave a comment why you did, so what I can do is improve in the future. You know, constructive criticism is good for me to improve. Kind of, maybe it's the commentary, maybe it's the quality of the videos you don't like, maybe it's the length. Just let me know what it is, guys, and I will definitely adjust that in the future. And also guys, feel free to follow me on Twitter. The links are in the description box below. I do kind of tweet out if I'm about to post an episode, so if you guys are, you know, enjoying this series, I really want to keep up to date, just, you know, But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I also post about some other things as well, some general daily things, gaming related, technology related, you name it, I post it. But guys, yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the first episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it off here with the kind of the ending of Kratos going into his home. But feel free to join me on my next episode where we're going to be continuing God of War.